Hello. The doc is in, and today let's talk about the Overwatch spotlight that came out a couple of days ago for the new season 1 update for just Overwatch. Not Overwatch 2, just Overwatch. Is that coming out tomorrow? Absolutely. Is that exciting? Yes. Does that mean this video is extremely late? Also, yes, which is why it's going to be more like a yap sesh, because you guys probably already heard a lot of different opinions in a more structured manner from more official creators who know way more about Overwatch, or at least are way more in depth in the community than I. That is okay, because I'm just going to still give my opinion. Damn it, you need a doctor's opinion. Also, I've been playing Overwatch for many years, so I'm kind of like, I guess you could say, a veteran, but a casual veteran. I kind of left Overwatch as the years have gone on and been like, man, I'm trying to play in this game. I played probably getting near 1,000 hours. So I think it's about time I leave, and so I moved over to Marvel Rivals. That was my home. That was where I belonged. But now with this spotlight, this trailer, the showing off a lot of stuff, I'm like, you know what? I might have to come back. But let's get into why I was convinced. Like let's talk about what happened in this trailer. What did we see that was convincing? So first off, the opening cinematic. I'm happy to see that they're coming back to cinematics, telling the story. It's been a big thing for a lot of people in Overwatch. I've never been too deep into the cinematics, but as someone, I guess you could say, like, who's now really paying attention to Overwatch as, like, I guess you could say, a franchise that he's interested in, I'd like to say, first off, I like it. I think that it was cool. I think that's a good direction for them to go in, which is, using the story to, bring people back, because that's, I guess you could say, a big draw of Overwatch versus other hero shooters, which is the story. It's cohesive. It has a whole world to it. Vendetta killing Doomfist. Doomfist is not dead. I'm just being honest. We'll put that out there. Not dead. But I think the cinematic was really cool. I think it showed off Vendetta. I think it's a nice starting point for season 1. Could they plot Doomfist? Absolutely. They didn't have to do my man like that. Not only that, but also they could have made her winning the fight a little bit more convincing. But hey, that's okay. It's just a short cinematic. And again, they have an overall story they want to tell. Sometimes somebody just has to get out the way. And Doofus was one of those people. That is unfortunate, but that's just going to be that way. He's going to be back, though. I feel pretty confident he's going to be back. But from there, we get into like the proper, like, okay, what do we get into? So they're talking about like, hey, we're dropping more maps. We'll be updating everything. We're gonna be continuing the story. We're gonna be dropping comics. They actually dropped one yesterday or today, continuing the story and talking about who's still in Talon. Apparently, a couple of people who are currently who were previously in Talon have left, like from cinematic. Like some people who were in that meeting have left the organization. I'm not gonna spoil, but be on the lookout for that if you're curious. But I think it's good. And the maps. Then, the big thing, my thing that I care about, they drop in new heroes. We got 10 incoming this year. 10. With 5 dropping tomorrow. 1 tank, 2 damage, 2 heals. A whole team, if you will. Alright? And everybody's looking pretty good. I think of what I've seen of all the characters and of playing Onran, the sister of Wu Yang, all really good. Perhaps there is a fave in this group, not a character I would necessarily play, but a character who has definitely caught my interest, a certain Dominant. I don't have to say anything. I have to explain. I think everybody knows why. But that said, though, all characters look pretty good. The showcases all look pretty good. I think all the characters look fun to play. I'm very much looking forward to playing them tomorrow. But yeah, no, those all look good. Then they're talking about adding different hero subclasses. So not just tank, DPS, heals, but then we're talking about adding stuff like, what's it called? Bruiser, Initiator, Stalwart, and with different passives attached to each. I think it's a good idea. I think it can be updated or changed a little bit. I feel like some of the passives are just better than others. Which I mean, I suppose it doesn't really matter because the passives aren't really important to each character, because each character, they're just gonna play on their own and they're gonna all have their own strengths and weaknesses just naturally as per the character. But some of these passives, I'm like, some of these passives are better than others, but that's okay. I think in general, I think that's a good idea to like further classify each characters and maybe make certain characters stronger in certain areas than others, yada yada yada, that kind of thing. I think they're switching things up and I like it. They're switching up the UI. Is it reminiscent of Marvel Rivals? Yes, but I suppose that's okay. Same thing with the character abilities for like the new heroes so far. Some of them are reminiscent of other stuff, like Domina's gun is just Ultron's gun. I'm not gonna lie to you. Onron, I'm not gonna hold you. Rebellion Ascends. You might as well just say you are nothing. Like, what is that? Not Jean Grey's? Like, come on, please. But once again, I'm okay with that. That is fine. Competition is healthy, and clearly Overwatch wants to stay in the game. And if they're gonna be putting out new stuff and trying to shake things up, keep things fresh, hey, I'm not mad at it. So as far as the characters, the maps, the UI, all that stuff, all like I guess you could say technical, the tangible things we'll see change, I like it. Now, there were some things I wasn't a huge fan of. Alright, let's talk about this collab in these skins. The gluttons of the skins will continue to eat, and the starving homeless people who get no skins, no love, will continue to get no love. We drop a new mythic. I like that. More mythics, good mythics. This is what I want to see. Why is the first mythic a Mercy mythic? Mercy does not need a second mythic on top of her 20 new skins that are guaranteed to come out this year. It's not necessary. There are many other characters who deserve another myth, who deserve a mythic in general, who should have gotten another one. But that's besides the point. That her mythic is good. The last few mythics have been bad, and she gets a good one. Listen, she does not need a mythic, and she didn't need a good one. Why are we putting our resources into Mercy? Oh, I know why, but why are we putting our resources into Mercy? I digress. So, a new mythic. Yeah, it looks really good. I just don't know why I had to go to Mercy. Why she had to be the first one to get a repeat mythic when other characters. Well, there are many characters that haven't gotten one mythic, but whatever. May's also getting one. Getting a mythic. It looked pretty good, the concept art. I'm looking forward to seeing that. Juno got a gun. Again, does Juno need another skin, a mythic, anything? No, but here we are, right? And then they had the collab with Hello Kitty. That's what it is. Hello Kitty. I'm not a girl. And while cutesy stuff is cool, it's not my area of expertise, but that's pretty good. I think the skins look fine. Again, do the characters who feast to continue to feast? Yes, they do. But at least my guy Lucio got something. He looked kind of fresh. I'm not gonna lie. He got that shit on. I'm not gonna hold you. So once again, overall, good vibes. I can't say anything that was presented on the spotlight was bad, and it truly did bring me as a veteran, someone who's played for many hundreds of hours, and is pretty efficiently and completely burnt out on Overwatch. I'm actually quite interested in playing tomorrow, and I'm quite interested in actually keeping up for the next couple of seasons, if nothing else. Where previously I would have been like, I might pop in if I'm kind of curious. I am a little bit more interested in playing a little bit of Stadium. Don't really care to play comp. But actually, I kind of play comp. They're offering seasonal, but like competitive skins, not just the weapon prestiges. Essentially, I would call them prestiges. I forget what the name is, but they're offering like the special skin for Vendetta's weapon and Doomfist, since it's a talent event and everything. I think that's really good. I also really like it. I think the color is die for, and I will be having it. So we will be pushing the diamond. Check out my stream, the Dr. Six. But nonetheless, I think everything looks really good to me. I think everything, it just looks really good, very enticing. I am very excited for tomorrow, and that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Oh, we hit the 10-minute mark. I've yapped for exactly the amount of time I wanted to yap for. Good job, me, W YouTuber. Thanks for watching this video, and for real though, actually check out my stream tomorrow, and we probably will be making a little bit of content about Overwatch for the next little bit of time, a little bit, you know, so long as Overwatch continues to cook up, I will be supporting and encouraging them to continue doing their thing by giving them a doctor's stamp of approval. That all said, thanks for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next one. See you tomorrow, hopefully. Peace.